It's Saturday night hockey in Denver. The Colorado Avalanche return to home ice for a tilt against the Buffalo Sabres. The Avs are feeling good after a convincing victory to close out their road trip, while the Sabres sport the worst record in the NHL. Back in Lodo, Altitude presents Colorado versus Buffalo. Good evening, Mike Caines, Peter McNabb, and Peter, 5 games away from the Pepsi Center as the Avs return back home. For fans who have not seen this line combination, it has been terrific. O'Reilly, Landeskog, and Tanguay have been dominant at times in games.
And Mike, it was an interesting group of 5 games the Avalanche had on the road. There were top teams, there were teams that closer to the bottom, and nobody had an answer for this line. Ryan O'Reilly in the middle was really a center iceman. He won draws, he moved the puck around. Gabe Landeskog was, again, in just his 4th year in the National Hockey League, he's really starting to control that left side. And Alex Tanguay moved over to the right side of this line. He seems to have added that little offensive magic that makes these 3 guys go. Mike, you and I watched these guys move the puck, pass the puck, find each other in those open areas. There just seemed to be a special chemistry every single time they were on the ice, every game, every shift. And so the Avalanche, 8 games to go, want this to continue because they know they've got other guys. They've got Duchene, they've got a Gillett that are ready to support Barrie. But this line has been the catalyst for the Avalanche.
Last game, Semyon Varlamov with a rare game off. He is back, rested, and ready to go tonight against the Sabres.
And the Avalanche, to a man, know that the odds tell them if they win them all, they might have a chance. And that falls probably on the shoulders of Semyon Varlamov. He got pulled after 3 goals and 7 shots against Edmonton. He's back tonight, back and ready to go. The one thing that we've seen from Semyon Varlamov, after a bad game, he always comes back with one of his stronger performances. So look for him to be good tonight.
For the Buffalo Sabres, long year, just 48 points, dead last in the National Hockey League, but they made a huge trade earlier this season. They're starting to build towards something, and out of that trade, they did get a defenseman that can be a cornerstone, Zach Bogosian.
Yeah, exactly, Michael. And when you look at the trade, Mike, Bogosian is a big man. He's 6'3", 225 pounds. He's just 24 years old. He was drafted right after Stamkos and Doughty, so you know how good he is. Inside of this trade, they also got Evander Kane, who we know is a potential 40-goal scorer. Now with the idea that they will get the 1st or 2nd draft pick probably in this year's really rich draft, you can see what they're starting to be able to build. It's been a tough year, a miserable year, but there is a bright future for the Buffalo Sabres.
Avalanche, it's been 2 weeks since they played on home ice. Expecting a huge crowd tonight at Pepsi Center to watch the only appearance in Denver this season for the Buffalo Sabres. The Avalanche headed down the home stretch looking for some wins, and they'll try to get it tonight against the Buffalo Sabres.
Welcome to tonight's Altitude Game Break. Avs back at home after a 5-game homestand. Well, it's been a long time since we've seen Colorado back here at the Pepsi Center. 2 weeks to be exact. Colorado coming off a huge win against Vancouver in Vancouver and hope to continue that luck tonight against Buffalo. Here's our very own Mike Caines and Nick Holden. Guys.
All right, thanks very much, Julie. Well, Nick, it seems like you've really been seeing your minutes increasing. You're seeing a lot of time against other teams' top lines. How much are you enjoying this?
It's awesome. I mean, it's always a challenge playing against the best players in this league. So it's been fun playing with Stewie, and he's done a good job being a good D partner, helping me out here. And yeah, it's been lots of fun.
What's important for you personally for the rest of this season? What do you want to accomplish?
I just want to keep trying to win games. We're going to keep trying right to the end here, and you never know. And so that's, for me, that's the biggest thing, just trying to do whatever I can to help the team win games, whether that's playing against top lines or not, or playing power play or whatever. That's what I want to do.
Or even make a goaltending stop like you did in Edmonton, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they need me to play goal, I can do that too, I guess.
All right, have a great game, Nick. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go back to you now, Julie.
All right, thanks, guys. Avs have won 8 straight against Buffalo. Right. Let's make it 9. Thanks for joining us for tonight's Altitude Game Break. You've got the Avs, you've got Buffalo, and it's next right here on Altitude Sports and Entertainment. Enjoy the game.
Colorado Avalanche hockey on Altitude is brought to you by Dodge. See your local Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Or go to Dodge.com and check out our powerful lineup. Pepsi, proud to be the official soft drink of the Colorado Avalanche. And by Chevy. Stop into your Colorado Chevy dealer today to learn about the Chevy Silverado. Strong for all the roads ahead. It is Star Wars night here at Pepsi Center. We know Peter McNabb, a big fan of the movie. And we get set for tonight's game. Inside Pepsi Center, we got a little hockey game for you. The Colorado Avalanche and the Buffalo Sabres. Let's look at tonight's Ford starting lineup, and we shall begin with the goaltenders. And Semyon Varlamov, Peter, back in net for the Avs tonight.
And for the Buffalo Sabres, Anders Lindback, Mike, who's just coming over from Dallas, has played well for the Buffalo Sabres. Hasn't had a whole lot of luck as far as offense produced by the Sabres. But for the Colorado Avalanche, Mike, you try to take control of these games early. You want everybody into the game and try to get the first goal, really get things going.
We're underway. Play has started. The Avalanche wearing their third jerseys. They have had a lot of success this year. 8-2 in those blue jerseys. Landeskog pushed the puck ahead for Tanguay. What a line this has been recently for the Avalanche. O'Reilly at center. And on the wings, Gabe Landeskog, Alex Tanguay. They have just been absolutely amazing. Their puck control, their domination of the other team. The puck shot by the Sabres all the way down the ice, and they are called for icing.
Well, Semyon Varlamov, Mike, the night off completely in Vancouver. Reto Bear, you can't talk enough about how well he played. Bear ended up making 33 saves and 34 shots by the Vancouver Canucks. But Semyon Varlamov, you see his record against these Buffalo Sabres, 4-0-1.
Puck is dropped, slapped up the boards. And back out to center ice, swept across by Tyson Barrie. Dropping for Duchesne. He's out on the line, and this line has stayed together for quite a while as well. Duchesne with Iginla and John Mitchell. This has been an effective line as well for the Avalanche. Tyson Barrie curling, coming out of his own zone, makes the pass across for Gennon. Long pass went for the penalty boxes for Mitchell. Go backhanded in. Lindback through the puck in the corner. Sabres get it. Carried out to center. This Buffalo team has won just one game. One in their last 12 outings. And currently on a streak in which they're 0-3-1. And on the road, it's been 7 games without a win for this Buffalo Sabres club. Chance in front between the circles, and the puck knocked away from Baroni. And then comes out, and we got to stop and play. No score early going first period here in Denver.
Watch this pass by Nate Gennon. This is what the players tell me he does so well. Look at that first pass, tape to tape, right on Mitchell's stick. Now the Avalanche didn't get much going offensively, but that's what you want. Just to make a crisp pass out of your zone, and all of a sudden it's into the other team's zone.
Bouncing puck around by Varlamov. Yeah, there are different ways, right? For defensemen, you got some guys. Tyson Barrie loves to carry him. He can make the pass, but boy, he can carry it out of your zone. But that's also a huge defensive partner to have if he can just simply make that pass, isn't it?
You look at Barrie and Gennon. They're tied for the lead in plus-minus in the club, both +7.
Nick Holden moves the puck to center. Finds McLeod. And his pass ends up coming into the corner, rolling back behind the Buffalo net. Mike Weber, veteran defenseman, moves the puck up the slot, tipped out to center, and it's shot back in. Lindback out to play in the net. We saw earlier this season Anders Lindback in a game against the Avalanche playing for the Dallas Stars, and quite frankly, that was not his best night in goal. They were coming off a back-to-back set. Big hit by Holden separates the puck from Giunta, and the puck brought in offside, though, by the Avalanche. But Holden's hit give the Avalanche a chance to transition to offense.
Yeah, but these again, these are the things that you want to do. The Avalanche are, I don't think people really appreciate just what a physical team the Avalanche are. And Nick Holden, he and Stewart have become a terrific pair together, and they have that big bodies. Both of them are big, and both of them really like them. Stewart's renowned for his open ice hits, but Holden does a good job of playing the body.
As with the puck in the Sabres zone, pass Gennon, one-timer, saved by Lindback. puck taken away by the Sabres. Tyson Strachan. We just mentioned Nate Gennin. Strachan played at college at Ohio State with Nate Gennin for the Buckeyes. Long shot off the chest of Varlamov, and he covers the rebound, and we got a whistle.
Great story the other night. I was in the locker room after the game in Vancouver, and Dennis Everberg, Mike, we interviewed him between periods. Well, he had thought I had started the interview before we actually did.
And you kind of were just making chit-chat, right?
We were just making chit-chat, right? Yeah. And so he found out that the interview hadn't started. He said he started to laugh, so he was trying to, gather himself. And he said, geez, I'm sorry about that, but I was just laughing so hard. So it shows you the guy has a good sense of humor, because he was thinking, okay, well, where are we? Are we starting this? Are we not starting this? What's going on?
We got the Buffalo player sliding into the Avalanche net. That was Zach Bogosian, the defenseman, jumping up into the play, and he ends up dislodging the Avs net. So we'll have to have a face-off.
Mike Bogosian is a big part of the rebuild plan for these Buffalo Sabres. Now, they traded a lot to get him, along with Evander Kane. Now, in Evander Kane, they feel that they have one of those power forwards, like much along the same lines as Gabe Landeskog, one of those 35, 40 goal guys, tough, mean, and you start putting him with, Eichel or McDavid, whichever one of the two looks like that they're going to get, and you can see how the pieces start to fall into place for the Sabres.
And not just this coming season draft, Peter. It looks like they've got some draft choices several years coming up that look good.
They got a load of draft picks in the next couple of years, and they got 2 first-round picks. This year, a bunch of seconds. So, the future is going to be bright in Buffalo.
The late penalty on the Avalanche. Lindback has gone to the bench for the extra skater. Pass into the middle, bouncing puck. Sabres still have it. They did not whistle it dead once an Avalanche player touched it. Shot, glove save made by Varlamov. And the Sabres, who are dead last in the NHL on the power play, will get the first power play chance of the game.
This is one area for the Avalanche. We've talked about it a lot all season long. It has been consistently good. The group of 4 that they throw on the ice for the Avalanche, they attack the puck, they're down low, they're strong, they block shots. I mean, it's just been a real big plus for the Avalanche all season long.
Well, the culprit going into the penalty box, Zach Redmond.
The culprit?
Avalanche penalty.
Well,
number 22.
The villain?
2 minutes for
Limited minor for hooking at 3:52. And you can see Buffalo not good this year on the power play. They have scored only 26 power play goals this season. Avalanche have been just terrific. And Peter, I thought in the third period they had to kill a couple of penalties against Vancouver, and that really gave them an opportunity to hold that lead and win the game eventually against the Canucks the other night.
Yeah, it ended up being a 4-1 game with the empty net goal, but you make it 3-2, and the Vancouver
giveaway, and O'Reilly cutting in, it dropped it back to O'Reilly, and tipped wide of the net. O'Reilly digs it out, gets a shot, that's blocked, and the Sabres take back the puck.
Like, there's a little of that magic we've been seeing from these guys.
The Sabres team has given up 8 shorthanded goals, and they came very close to giving up another one. And Ryan O'Reilly, you can say what you want about what he's been doing recently offensively, but maybe almost lost in all this, Peter, just how good he's been defensively as well for this Avalanche team of late, and especially on these penalty kills. From the point, shot, save, rebound, another save and a beauty by Varlamov. Puck slugged around and out by the Avalanche. 30 seconds left in the Redmond penalty.
And just the one thing, talking to the Buffalo Sabres coaching staff, Mike, that they've liked, there's been no quit. There hasn't been much success, but there's been no quit.
Speaking of the coaching staff, Peter, got a chance. Always so much fun. Talked to Brian Trottier, former Avalanche assistant coach, who was part of that 2001 Stanley Cup winning coaching staff for the Avs. Now in his first year as an assistant coach with Buffalo. Always upbeat, isn't he? Always looking at the positive.
Always, and has one of the most interesting hockey minds I've ever talked to. He does not see the game anywhere near like I do. And yet, I mean, he's a brilliant guy, and he just has a very unique look at the game.
Duchesne cuts in, he shoots! And it is off of a Lindback's glove, I believe. Back to Ginla, he shoots, and Lindback steers the puck wide. In the slot, handled by Ginla, gives to Hayden. So the Avalanche killed that penalty. Buffalo had 3 shots on that power play. And in fact, they're out shooting the Avs, and they're only going 6-2. Sabres have the puck, and they are missing their leading scorer, Tyler Ennis, out shoulder injury in the last game. And Brian Sanchez told me this morning that Ennis, Peter, he said he is as shifty a player when he's carrying that puck as anybody he's ever seen since Pat LaFontaine. Wow, that's a big compliment, I thought.
You're not kidding.
Backhand try, comes wide of the net, but they are missing him. But the Sabres, who have just 48 points this season, have come out and played well at the start of this first period. No score in the game. Pass up ice for O'Reilly. He cuts in. He's still got the puck. Into the corner with it. Pass it towards the corner for Tanguay to the point. Holden with a blast that goes wide. And a steal by the Sabres. Pass for Larson. Dumps the puck into the Colorado zone. And Holden first to get to the puck. Gets it back. Still behind the Avalanche net. A little over 12 minutes left to go in the first period. Tyson Barrie. Going to push the puck. Comes out to center ice. Bogosian with Hitchin on him. Hitchin makes the steal. He shoots the save. Made by Lindback. The Avalanche and the Sabres in the first period. No score in our game in Denver.
Back at the Pepsi Center, we're scoreless between the Avs and the Sabres. Now, Patrick, obviously no score, but there were a lot of good things so far in this game. What'd you see?
Yes, I mean, we had two really good scoring chances. One a short-handed and one on Dutchy on the rush. I mean, that was a great play by him. Just missed the net. But no, I don't mind our start. I know they have 7 shots against 4. They had a few on their power play. But no, I like the intensity that we showed so far.
Thanks, Patrick.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, back up to you.
Thanks very much, Julie. Except for the face-off, Matt Duchesne wins it. Back to Tyson Barrie, and the save made by Anders Lindback. Turned over, shot, whistling high by John Mitchell at the end. Chopped up in the air by Dolphy of Buffalo. Centering pass comes to Iginla. Back high for Barrie. He gives to Iginla in the slot. Back towards Iginla. Retrieves the puck off the boards. His pass then taken away. Carried out to center ice by Bogosian. Shoots it around the boards. And the puck tipped up in the air, and it's the Sabres who have it. Jammed into the corner. Tyson Barrie, a lot of room. Starts to head up ice. Slows things down. And makes the long pass. And for Iginla. Mitchell got it back. Once again with the puck, and the handoff goes to Duchesne. His pass. Hit a skate. Comes back to Duchesne. Fires back in the slot for Redmond. Shot save made by Lindback. Double pass in front. Steered away. And banged off the boards and out to center by Delorier. Pass towards Landeskog. Slipped away. And the puck retrieved back in his own zone. Ristolainen has to go to the corner for the puck. Slapped around. Got by Hodgson. But at the blue line, O'Reilly kept it in. Floated the puck back into the corner. It comes free. Delorier off the glass, sending the puck through center ice. And Hodgson hustling for the puck, and he gets there first, but then missed. Shot to the far side wall by Matt Ellis. Gets blocked. They have to move the puck to center. O'Reilly twists out in front of his own bench. Puck taken back by the Sabres, tipped into the Avalanche zone. We're halfway through the first period, 10 minutes to go. No score in the game. As for Landeskog, got it at the blue line, shoots it wide of the Buffalo net. Weber, just a line and pass. And that one is shot in off of Stewart. into the Colorado zone. Pass up bites for McLeod. Pushed up against the wall. Pass goes back to Holden. He shoots. Deflected off of McLeod. He plays the puck to Everberg. Into the corner, and Cleach, McLeod, and Everberg. In recent games, we've seen this line bring some energy on the ice for the Avs. Shot by Holden, tipped wide of the net. McLeod trying to jam it out in front. Shot, and it drifts in and scored! I believe it was Marc-Andre Cleach who'll get credit for the goal. His second of the season, and the Avalanche are up 1-0.
Michael, you hit it right on the head. The idea that this line has come out game after game and worked so hard. A lot of times they're that line that will tire out a group and all of these things, and to be rewarded with the first goal in this game is, I mean, it's great because Cleach kills all the penalties, does all the dirty work down low for the Avalanche, and anytime you score, it's got to feel good for this line.
Avs get that important first goal of the game. We show you our deep scoring summary. It is Marc-Andre Cleach, credited with the second of the season at 10:47. Cody McLeod and Nick Holden getting the assist. 10th assist of the season for Holden. His 15th point for McLeod. His 5th assist this year. 1-0 Avalanche. Duchesne. Pass out in front. Tip, score! John Mitchell went hard to the front of the net. We'll see if he gets credit for the goal. And it's 2-0 for the Avalanche. Just that quick. The Avalanche have a 2-0 lead.
And let me tell you right now, Mike, Matt Duchesne is flying. Watch number 9 in the middle of your screen. He is just taking off. This is the second time that he's gone right by me, just flying. Mitchell goes to the net hard. What a well set up play by this line. Iginla gives it back to Duchesne, back to Mitchell, who's driving to the net. Everybody was kind of watching Iginla as he moved forward, and there's Mitchell just doing what he does and what he's added to this line on that left side.
Just 32 seconds apart, the Avalanche have staked themselves a 2-0 lead. And the Avs have the last 4 shots on net, 2 of them going in. Duchesne from Iginla and Yennin 11-19. So both the goals have seen a defenseman chip in with an assist. Just 32 seconds apart, and congratulations to Jarome Iginla. He has just passed Jean Beliveau for 40th all time. Let's look at tonight's winning combination, brought to you by Blackjack Pizza.
Well, keep pushing the offense. The Avalanche averaged about 33 shots on goal in the 5-game road trip, and they were getting these chances and punish their defense. And that's not running them through the air and boards, Mike. What it is wearing them down, shift after shift. Speed, that puck possession, it tires you out in the course of the game.
They've had the last 5 shots on net. It resulted in a couple of goals, 32 seconds apart. 2-0 Avs. Let's show you the deep scoring summary. It is now officially John Mitchell with the goal. Matt Duchesne, Jarome Iginla getting the assists. And for Duchesne, his 30th assist of the season. And another point to Jarome Iginla's total. That's 53 this season. He's now just 1 behind Gabe Landeskog for the team lead. Landeskog has the puck. Lost it. Pushed up bites by Nicolas Laurier. Avs get it back. It's O'Reilly. Washed into the corner. Back behind the net. Ristolainen takes the puck for Buffalo. Goes the pass through the middle. Down the near side. Hodgson shoots. Save made by Varlamov. And the bouncing puck in the slot. Cody Hodgson turns and shoots. Angled off again. Again for the Avalanche. Getting physical along the boards with Matt Ellis. Shot by Hodgson comes wide of the Avalanche net. Put out in front. And a little tap by Hodgson. Stopped by goaltender Semyon Varlamov.
Here's an interesting one, Mike. The Avalanche players are firmly convinced, those on the ice, that it hit the net in behind. It went up over the glass and hit the mesh. There, you see Tyson Barrie right there. And you remember the one last year. Now, if that had gone in, had the referee blown the whistle on that play or not, I did not hear. But they can reverse that back in Toronto now. It's a good NHL goal. And so there are different rules in effect this year. And Mike, as big as it's been so far, it's going to get bigger and bigger. There's 3 Saturdays left, including tonight in the National Hockey League schedule. And then you get into the playoffs. So everything is just that much more important.
Gionta turns and shoots. The puck tipped up into the corner. Wraparound try, denied. And Iginla picks up the puck. Quick pass to center ice for the defenseman Zach Redmond, but a little stick handle move at the blue line causes the play to be offside.
Like it may not seem like much, but that play by Zach Redmond right there really shows you what the Avalanche want to do. He just exploded out of the zone. Now that play was right in front of the net, and you would have thought the defenseman would stand back and make sure the puck was easily out of the zone. No, like Saul Iginla got it, and he just took off and gave Iginla that outlet pass.
2-0 in favor of the Avalanche. Each team with 9 shots. Sabres 0 for 1 on the power play. 3 of their shots came on their power play opportunity. The Avalanche with goals from Cleach and Mitchell, and up 2-0 here in the first period of play. Pass back to the point. Bogosian sends it across. Got tipped in front. Redmond circles behind the Avalanche net. Moves it off the glass out in the center. Backhand to the head, and it angles back into the Colorado end. 5:45 to go in the period. Up the center by Landeskog. Tanguay, O'Reilly, Landeskog out for the Avalanche. Just the Linus pass, blocked by Tanguay. Held at the blue line by Stewart. Passed over towards Holden. And it's knocked away from him. And that'll be a penalty on Nick Holden, as he had to pull down Marcus Foligno. And so the Sabres, when we come back to action, will be on their second power play opportunity of the game. Time for Did You Know? Presented by Stevenson Automotive. Here is tonight's question. Who was the first #1 overall draft pick in Buffalo Sabres history? Would it be C1, Gilles Perreault, C2, Pierre Turgeon, or C3, Pat LaFontaine? Text your answer to 53548 to win an Avalanche prize pack. Boy, can't go wrong with any of those 3. Great players.
Nice draw by Cleach there, Mike. Wins it down the ice. Just a perfect face-off.
Time on the penalty. 14 minutes, 44 seconds.
Bogosian makes the soft pass through the middle for Gionta. Immediately punched back out in the center. McLeod, Cleach, Yennin, and Stewart, the penalty killers, out for Colorado. Bogosian trying to find an opening. Sends it in, knocked down by McLeod. It comes to Gionta. Swings it back towards Bogosian at the blue line. In the corner for Gionta. Back to Bogosian. To Gionta. He winds, he shoots, and Varlamov makes the save.
What the face-off. Patrick Roy loved to have Cleach in the lineup for a whole bunch of reasons, but one of the main ones is he's a right-handed draw. The majority of the Avalanche center icemen are left-handed, so he loved to have the versatility of Cleach. Cleach just wins it clean, and it's down the ice.
Peter, what, besides just the obviousness of you're left-handed, you're right-handed, how is that so big a deal on a face-off?
Because depending on the dot, Mike, one dot favors the left-handed face-off guy, the other one the right-handed.
There's Delainen's pass in front. Hit a body, and Everberg comes up with the puck. Back to center. Bogosian. Everberg staying with him. Stride for stride, has to twist away. 55 seconds left in the Holden penalty. Off for interference at 14:44. Second power play chance in this game for the Buffalo Sabres. Pass to the corner. Larson. Bogosian got some room to move in. Goes cross ice. Shot missed high. by Larson. And Bogosian has to retrieve the puck back in his own zone. Gives the puck to Meszaros. And he leads the former Avalanche, Andre Benoit. Backhands it in. Hodson frees the puck up, back to the point. Only 10 seconds to go in the penalty on Holden. Foligno to the side of the net for Hodson. Back towards Foligno. Penalty is over. Holden out of the box. Buffalo had just one shot on that power play opportunity. And it remains 2-0 in favor of the Avalanche. 3 minutes to go in the first period. Landeskog for the Avs. Handling the puck. Swung across for Jan Hejda. Out to center. O'Reilly gains the line. Goes wide for Landeskog. Redmond was ready for the one-timer, and his shot deflects wide. Back around. Redmond's got it. Cross ice back to Hejda. He shoots off the glove of Lindback. A little battle back behind the net to the puck. Tanguay got it for the Avalanche. Rolled away from him. Sabres can't clear it out of the zone. Avs keep it in. It's O'Reilly. Scooped it up. Gives to Landeskog. He shoots. And that's taken away and lifted up and out by Philip Baroni. And the Sabres change up. Avs do the same. 2 minutes to go in the period.
And Mike, that was all set up by Jan Hejda. I mean, he pinched down low, kept the puck in the zone, and allowed Landeskog and O'Reilly to work out of the sidewall and get a good scoring chance.
Shane's shot stopped by Lindback, and he covers for a face-off.
Well, the Colorado Avalanche have played well up late against these Buffalo Sabres, Mike. And you know, because they were in the East, because we only saw them once a year, you have to go back to December 4th of 2005, the last time that the Colorado Avalanche lost to the Buffalo Sabres. You know how long ago it was, Mike? Alex Tanguay was in his first time with the Avalanche in that particular game.
It's been a while, and right now the Avalanche trying to make it 9 in a row, leading it 2-0 in this game. Goals from Cleach and Mitchell, 32 seconds apart. From the point, shot by Benoit. Back towards Bogosian, tipped towards the net for Molson, but he can't get his shot away. The pass gets tipped. Molson. 12 goals this season. Puck to the side of the net for Larson. For Gionta. Out in front. Shot by Larson. He was tripped up. Back to the point for Bogosian. Wide for Gionta. Tipped on net. Nice save made by Varlamov.
I'm always fascinated with Gionta, Mike. The way that he plays. Of course, he started his career with the New Jersey Devils, went to the Montreal Canadiens. He was captain there. They knew what they were doing here in Buffalo when they signed him as a free agent, number 12. Mike, he's 5'7", and he plays, I mean, ridiculously bigger than that, and it shies away from nothing and is the consummate leader.
Tim sends the puck wide of the net. And Tanguay lead pass to center. There to head by O'Reilly. Still Holden. Shot, and that one pinged off the crossbar and out of play. Perhaps you heard some rumbling behind the play. Brad Stewart and Zach Dalby were all rolling around on the ice, battling each other. Meanwhile, on the other end of the ice.
You know, and Michael, it's when you talk to the Avalanche players, there has been a respect that has grown for the work that he does, Stewart, every game. Because he gets hit. I mean, because he goes to the corners first, and like he will take as all the punishment you want. But boy, you talk about a guy that can dish it out. I mean, game after game, you look, 5 hits here, 6 hits there. On the road, at home, it doesn't seem to matter. And he doesn't do it quite as often, but every time, once in a while, Mike, he'll get one of those big bombs, and it is a really big body shot.
Centering pass picked off by Dalby. And then he took a hit from Landeskog. The puck has gone out of play.
Yep. Mike, you want to talk about a power forward? Here it is, right here. Coming up the wall, shoulder down, perfect check. I mean, you might, you know, you don't hit him on the side, you hit him in front a little bit. Take the hands away. Take the hands away right there so he can't do anything. He's going to get knocked down on the play, but you took his hands away as well as you took the body.
That's 30 seconds of the period. Avalanche up 2-0. Finally comes to the blue line. Long shot by McLeod. Then he starts to get into it with Galetta. They separate. And the Sabres come to center with 10 seconds to go in the period. McLeod with another hit. This time on Baroni behind Avnet. And Baroni starts to get into it with McLeod. They have to be separated. Or that was Galetta, excuse me, after the hit on Baroni.
I think they're both going off, Mike.
We've come to the end of the period.
Well, Mike, just a good solid period. The Avalanche got some good goaltending, especially on the couple of power plays that Buffalo had. They scored on their chances when they had them, and they were moving, they were physical.
All right, so at the end of one period, the Avalanche with goals 32 seconds apart. Marc-Andre Cleave to 10:47, and then John Mitchell with his 10th of the season. 2-0 Avs. Stay with us for the Toyota Intermission Report. Thank you for watching the Toyota Intermission Report presented by the rugged family of Toyota trucks. They're available now at your neighborhood Toyota stores. Avalanche get goals from Marc-Andre Cleave, John Mitchell, 32 seconds apart, and they lead this game 2-0. Leader for the Avalanche. Buffalo came out, started strong, but the Avalanche just too much talent on their team.
It really was, like, just the way you would want to script it. Maybe, you know, one or two too many penalties for the Avalanche, but on the penalty kill, O'Reilly and Tanguay combined for would have been one of the prettier goals you're going to see. But then Duchesne, Mike, who was flying in that first period. I mean, he flew by me a couple times down that right wing, and he was just going. But then that line that's worked so hard for the Avalanche all season long, you know, they combined for a goal right there. Cleave gets his second of the year. He came by. Great moment for him. And then, you know, Mitchell driving to the front of the net. You got the two guys on the one side. You got again Duchesne working it. This is that classic. Mitchell didn't touch the puck until right at the last second. And Mike, he's so versatile. When you look at the Avalanche, they're going to be 237, 238 man games lost after tonight. And Mitchell, you have to have guys like Mitchell in your lineup. He can throw up and down your lineup. He can play left wing on the second or third line. He can play center on the second, third, fourth line. Wherever you need him, he can play.
We start our second period of play. And there are matching penalties that were given out right at the end of the first period. And Cody McLeod and Patrick Galetta. The Buffalo Sabres, both in the box. Shot by Giotta, caught by Varlamov. So we're playing a little 4-on-4 hockey to start our second period.
Yeah, and for the Avalanche, like that first period was exactly, as we said, just exactly what you wanted to do. Varley looked sharp early. You know, they were physical when they had to be. You know, Varley made a couple of big saves. That's how you want to build. And you want that period again this period.
Behind the net, Gennon gets to the puck first for the Avs, and then Landeskog going to make a pass back, threw it on net practically, and Varlamov diving on top of that loose puck.
Well, Barry, the puck came back, and Barry put the one hand out to play it, and it seemed to skip off his stick. So for Tyson Barrie, great article I read. One of the, the national publications was talking about underrated players in the National Hockey League. He was the #1. Tyson Barrie, an underrated player.
He may not be underrated very much longer.
That's going to be over. That'll be over real soon.
Landeskog slides the puck. Tyson Barrie, 11 goals, 37 assists, 48 points this year. Puck batted ahead. but Redmond's going to win the race to the puck. There's a Weiss pass across for Barry. Looking to make a play in the slot for O'Reilly. Got poke check, but finds the puck first. Throws it across for Redmond. And this is 4-on-4 hockey, but the Avalanche moving the puck around in the Buffalo zone. Landeskog, O'Reilly, Barry, Redmond, the 4 outs for Colorado. And they are just moving the puck. Give to Barry. Throws it back to Landeskog. Top of the circle for Redmond. Shot by Landeskog. Blocked by Weber of Buffalo.
And Mike, I'll tell you, Tyson Barrie did something was so cool. He had the puck coming down the right side. He hit the player off the pass that was coming off the bench. He saw that Redmond was coming off the bench and laid it just soft enough so that Redmond could go from the bench onto the ice and get inside the zone. And again, that's that confidence. I mean, he is just starting to ooze with confidence in all aspects of the game.
By the way, the Buffalo Sabres have made a goaltending change, and you can see there number 31, Matt Hackett, replacing Anders Lindback to start the period. Out at center ice. Puck shot ahead by Ristolainen. And it's an icing call, Buffalo.
And for Hackett, that's like it has just been, as you look at the numbers right there, like it's, you know, this is a team that, as again, everybody knew, like they were going along pretty well. I mean, as far as they were 14 wins, 19 losses, and 3 overtime losses, which is awful. Then they lost 14 in a row, and just in every possible way that you can imagine, they were losing games, and it's just slid downhill from there.
You can see we showed you the mask of Hackett, Peter, and the symbol for the Rochester Americans on there. You can see that he's been playing for much of the season in the American Hockey League. Shot by McLeod, comes wide of the net. Tatum, pass up high, backhanded try by McLeod, gets blocked. And out at center ice. Oh, there's a hit. Avalanche had the puck. It's Everberg. Shot in from center by Holden. Comes behind the net. Everberg. He gets hit, knocked down to the ice. The pass grabbed and carried to center. Through the middle comes the Schaller. The puck wide to the Avs net. Rammed around and out to center ice. Zaros gets there first. Pass up the middle. Hodgson. Back into the zone for Buffalo. Tipped by Molson. And Varlamov leaves the puck behind the net for Barry to get to. Finds Landeskog. Played a little more than 3 minutes in our second period here in Denver. And a 2-0 lead for the Colorado Avalanche. Marc-Andre Cleat, John Mitchell with goals in the first period. What a pass. Shot, score! Tyson Barrie. But Ryan O'Reilly with the highlight reel behind the back pass to set him up. And Barrie now with 12 goals. And Ryan O'Reilly continues to do special things to help the Avs get to a 3-0 lead.
Well, this is all about skill right here. I mean, you know that Tyson Barrie was yelling at him. It's not like he just found him in behind him. He was just, just a nice job of, getting the puck. Landeskog read the play perfectly. They're all attacking the net, but Tyson Barrie comes in and does what he does best. He shows up at the perfect time. O'Reilly, what a great play. But Michael, that is just great to watch.
That makes it 3-0 as we show you the key scoring summary. Tyson Barrie with 12 goals this season. His goal here in the period coming at 3:29. Ryan O'Reilly, Gabe Landeskog picking up more points. And for Ryan O'Reilly, that matches his career high for points in consecutive games. That's now 7 games in a row with a point. And Landeskog, team leading 55th point of the season. Up to the corner. Mitchell gets the puck back. Finds Iginla. Pass comes across the rink.
And Mike, for Tyson Barrie, point number 100 in his career.
Pass out to center ice. Front through the wing, down the far side. Shot off the shoulder of Varlamov and actually lands behind the net. Colorado has the puck. Pass through the middle. Broken up by Hishin of the Avs. And rim back in around, bouncing puck to the corner. Zach Redmond waiting. 5 minutes into the period. Avs have added another goal. Tyson Barrie with 12 this season. And it's 3-0 for the Avalanche. Puck held up long enough against the boards, right in front of the team bench, and we'll have a face-off.
A little talking going on. Michael is starting to get a little physical. The Buffalo Sabres down 3-0 in this game. But here's Mike. Look at this for Tyson Barrie. Now only Steve Duchesne, of course, with the Quebec Nordiques when he had 37 even strength points. But Mike, go down to the bottom. Tyson Barrie is second and fifth on that list. Greg DeVries, Sandis Ozolinsh, no Ray Bourque, no Rob Blake. I mean, these are even strength points. And, you know, Michael, it's, again, you're absolutely right. He's not going to be a secret for very long.
Holding the puck around the boards. Can't get out to play it. Shot by Cleach, misses the net. Everybody chasing back into the Colorado zone for the puck. Stewart got there first to the Avalanche. Spun up for Everberg. Throws a pass through the circle for Cleach. Gets it over the line for McLeod. Shouldered away from the puck. And the pass comes across. Lifted ahead by Baroni. Slapped away. Lifted back in by the Avalanche. Baroni on the move. Quick pass up ice. Hodson trying to get by Kenneth. Makes the pass to the side of the Avalanche net. Back towards the blue line. Strachan. And the puck chased around the boards. Schaller behind the net. Wraparound try. That's blocked. Hodson with the puck for the Sabres. Poke checked away from him. Steal. Shot missed wide. And chance by Ellis. And the shot for the blue line gets tipped over the glass and out of play. Goal added by Tyson Barrie here in the second. It's 3-0 Avalanche. Star Wars night here at Pepsi Center. The Avalanche leading 3-0. And Peter, coming up this summer, we will have what could be a franchise-changing draft this year.
Well, there's not much doubt about it. When you talk to the scouts that know what's going on, the interesting thing for fans who have followed the draft in years past, you could only move up 4 spots if you won the lottery. And if you were 10th, you could only move to 6th, whatever. Now you go right to the head of the list. So as much as that 20% looks great, there's an 80% chance you are not going to get it.
Duchesne shoots and scores! Matt Duchesne with his 19th goal of the season. And the Avalanche now lead 4-0.
Great shot by Duchesne. Right down the gut. Ginla, nice pass across. Just walked right in and through a screen. Used the defenseman perfectly to shoot it right by-hand, top shelf. And Matt Duchesne, a pretty assist early and now a great shot right there.
That gets Duchesne up to 49 points this season. The key scoring summary. Goal coming at 6:56. Jerome McGinley with another point. Zach Redmond getting the other assist. So McGinley with 2 assists in the game. Duchesne with a goal and an assist.
Time
The Avalanche lead this one 4-0. That's 4 goals on just 14 shots.
At 6:56. Super duper.
The Sabres. Foligno coming wide for top of the crease. And the puck lifted the other way by Hamilton of Colorado back into the Buffalo zone.
Mike, the Buffalo defensemen are right to my right as I'm standing here. And the one thing you can see what the Buffalo Sabres are doing, as you're looking down the list, they're putting together a great big defensive core. I mean, this group is big and it's heavy and it plays hard.
But Peter, it's tough. The Avalanche have had only 2 shots in this period, and then they have scored on both of their shots. But that's the good news. The other news to pass along, Peter, you just saw Cody McLeod head to the locker room.
And he did what you just hate to see. He banged the boards with his stick and he went off immediately. And when is the last time we've seen Cody McLeod go right to the locker room? So
they don't come much tougher than him, that's for sure. Pass in the slot, shot by Holden, got blocked. Laurier backhanded through the middle. Pass comes back through the neutral zone. 11:20 to go, second period, 4-0 Avalanche. 2 goals on 2 shots in this period. Hudson. The Sabres made a goaltending change. And the goaltender, Matt Hackett, has seen only 2 shots on him, and both have gotten by him. Varlamov without a stick, put the puck thrown away. There is centered by Alex Tanguay. Dropped it back, Will Riley. Turns the puck into the corner for Tanguay. To Mitchell, just off the bench. And the Avs are wheeling the puck around again in the Buffalo zone. What a pass there to Barry in the slot. What a move. Oh! Tanguay had a chance there. Edinson. Pass across, blocked by Hudson. Pass up ice. Ellis coming in. He shoots. Save made by Varlamov. Boy, the Avs just passing at will in the Buffalo zone.
I mean, they're making very imaginative plays, Mike. They're really doing a very creative job with the puck. But that's, Mike, let's watch Cody McLeod. As you mentioned, as tough as they come, right here, he goes in. I mean, obviously, he just twisted it or something, because as you watch him go off, there's nothing but pain there. Bang the boards and right to the locker room. So you can only hope he's bruised or whatever.
Puck chased down in the corner by Larson of Buffalo to Giannis trying to center. It's tipped up and out of the zone. Where the puck is Benoit. Go ahead, Peter.
Can't you see how fickle injuries are? I mean, how many times has Cody McLeod made that play where you're going in after a guy and nothing? And that one, there wasn't even a collision, and he came away injured.
Pass to center for Duchesne. He's been flying all night. Followed up by Mitchell after Duchesne got poke checked. Makes the pass. Redmond. Hayter. Shot blocked by Giotto. Mitchell holds the puck in between the circles. Diving for Giannis. Will help from Molson. And the Sabres have possession of the puck. For the Avalanche, a short 2-game homestand before going back on the road for another 3. They just returned after a 5-game stretch for which they were on the road. Through center comes Foligno. Cross ice, shot, saved by Varlamov. Rebound back behind at the blue line. Weber. He shoots wide of the net. On Monday night, Avalanche will welcome the Edmonton Oilers here to town. Avs want a little revenge on that road trip I just told you about. The Avs lost 4-3 to the Edmonton Oilers in regulation in Edmonton.
Yeah, they fell behind. The Avalanche did 3-0 in that game. They tied it up in the third, and then a power play goal.
But the Oilers currently third worst record in the NHL. Sabres have the worst. Arizona second worst. And Buffalo and Arizona will play each other That's the next stop on this road trip to Buffalo. Sabres have the puck, walking out in front, backhand dry, taken by Strachan, and that is blocked and covered by the goaltender, Semyon Varlamov. Matt Duchene having a well of a game.
We're back at the Pepsi Center. The guys just talking about the draft and the lottery. Something really interesting just happened in Buffalo the other day. During Thursday night's game in Buffalo against Arizona, some of those Sabre fans openly cheered when Arizona scores because they obviously want the Sabres to have the best chance in the lottery. Defenseman Mike Weber of Buffalo told reporters after the game, "I don't know if disappointed was the word. I don't even know what to say." Goalie Matt Hackett said, "I don't want to talk about it." Some Buffalo fans even taped Coyotes logos in front of their Sabre jerseys. Yikes, guys.
Oh! Dennis Everberg hit hard. His stick goes all the way down back into the Avalanche zone. Meanwhile, Veroni coming wide, sends a pass in the slot back towards Veroni. Threw it behind the net. In the slot, shot by Veroni. Trickles wide of the net, diving on it. Varlamov has the puck covered.
Oh boy. Everberg felt this one. This is just a good, this is a hockey collision right there. He stepped in front of him, he had touched the puck. You know, it's one of those things, but boy, oh boy, he just got drilled. Bogosian, when he went to get up, I don't know if he just lost an edge or did he, you know, that's, we talked about Bogosian, like, he is an enormously strong man. Oh, this, wow.
That's Cody McLeod. Saw him leave earlier in this period. Go to the Avalanche locker room, but he's back on the Avs bench. Edouard comes back with a puck. Tanguay stole it from him. And Veroni got it back for the Sabres. Laurier lifts it high in the air. Hayden moves it to the corner for Landeskog in front of his own net. And the pass for Redmond. O'Reilly to the corner. Tanguay arrives, has the puck. Held against the glass. 6:45 to play in the second. 4-0 for the Avs. 2 goals in the first, 2 in the second. Avs scoring on the first 2 shots of this period. They've had just 1 more shot. Hit by Landeskog on Hotzany, but he's centered and shoots wide of the net. Now we got a big pile up in the corner, and there's going to be a penalty on the Avs. And then Challen trying to get to Landeskog. Ginla steps between the two, and now the linesman also getting in the way of anything escalating. I think Landeskog is going to get a penalty for his hit.
It's one of those ones where the man was engaged with Hayden.
Colorado 92 charge.
Landeskog comes through and puts the big hit on Mike, and he gets 2 minutes.
Charging is the penalty, coming at 13:36. Sabres' third power play chance of the game.
Number 92.
Again, Mike, on that left side dot, Leash wins it clean, and they have to get that puck from down the ice.
36 seconds on the second.
Bogosian sends the puck in. Molson tipped it up the boards. Back to the point. Gianta to Molson. Pass in front, tipped wide by Larson. Back up high for Bogosian. Gianta tipped wide of the net by Larson again. Mr. Lyman swings it around behind. Centering pass. Blocked by McLeod. Larson chases the puck down. And a tip by Cleese sends the puck down the ice.
Boy, Mike, what an efficient hockey game. cliches have. Win and draws, tip the puck out of the zone. You top it with a goal.
Pass carried in by Buffalo. Shot by Hodgson. Save made by Varlamov. Shot. That one goes high. Back to center ice. Cody Hodgson being hounded by Mitchell. Just one shot so far in this Buffalo power play. Pizarro's pass. And comes Foligno. To the point. Benoit. The cross shot save made by Varlamov, and then the clear by the Avs. Or 4-0 for the Avalanche. They were 2-0 after the first period. Barry's goal at 3:29 minutes, 3-0, and then Duchesne scoring at 6:56 has made it 4-0. And the Avalanche have killed 3 penalties that resulted in power play chances for Buffalo. Just the 2 shots for Buffalo on that last power play opportunity. And it remains 4-0 in favor of the Avalanche. Weber bats the puck, center ice. Give to Philip Baroni. Slide by a hit of Landeskog. Pass up the boards for Hodgson. He shoots. Goes off the body and lands behind the Avalanche net. That's 3.5 minutes of our second period. 4-0 Avalanche. Ginla takes the pass. Checked by Benoit. The puck flicked to center ice. Redmond got the angle. And sends it to center. A little tip pass towards Mitchell from Iginla. To Duchesne, to Mitchell. Centered for Iginla. Comes all the way back to the blue line. Shot by Holden. Missed the net. Back to the blue line for Hayda. Swatting the puck around. And the puck back to center.
Right, there has been a ton of shots for the Avalanche in this period, but they've been in control of the play.
Only had 3 shots, but the first 2 went in. Holden shoots off the blocker of Hackett. And Bogosian skates through center ice and backhands it in. Sabres get the puck back at mid-ice. Pass off the boards. Up back into the Sabres zone. Mazzaros controls the puck. Jordan Garan on the forecheck. Comes to the corner by the Sabres. Larson going to cut out in front. Ducks back behind the net. Pass back to the point. Ristolainen shoots. And between the circles, turned away by the Avs. Tyson Barrie to center ice for Freddie Hamilton. Sabres get it back. It's Matt Molson left in the puck to center. 1:40 left to go in this period.
Right, the minutes are just flowing along. There is seemingly no stoppages.
Long pass to center for Everberg. Brings the puck in, delay offside on the Avs. And we got a whistle. Play is stopped. 1:26 to go in the period. Avs firmly in command, leading 4-0. These lucky fans upgraded from the Ram Trucks fan zone to lower bowl seats, courtesy of Ram Trucks. Purchase tickets in section 362 for your chance to win and upgrade to the official truck of your Colorado Avalanche.
Well, there it is, Michael. That's it for this season for the Avalanche. And the game I'm looking at, if that game 81 here against Winnipeg Jets is an important game, like this is going to be an exciting run for the Colorado Avalanche. I don't know if they have too many points to play with. I mean, they may literally have to run the table for all 8 games, but you know, what the heck? They're flying right now. They're playing well, and that would be something. That game was important.
Well, Peter, we're waiting to see what's going to happen with Minnesota and Los Angeles. If Minnesota wins that game, Chicago becomes a wild card team. What would that last game of the season perhaps mean for the Blackhawks? And the Avalanche, for that matter, as well.
Absolutely. There's all kinds of implications. So the Avalanche, Nashville won today. They're guaranteed a playoff spot. Anaheim guaranteed themselves a playoff spot. Montreal guaranteed themselves a playoff spot. So there are Rangers
first team to do it.
First team to do it. They did a couple of games ago. So it's like it's just things are starting to get a little clearer, but not a lot.
And Ottawa had their hot streak stopped.
And then they lose to Toronto. How good must that feel for Toronto?
Hodgson in front, shot saved, made by Varlamov. Last 15 seconds of the period. Cody Hodgson dangling with the puck, makes the pass. Schaller to Benoit. Last second of the period. Shot goes high and wide, and we've come to the end of the second period. Avs with only 3 shots during the period, but the first 2 of them went in. Barry and Duchesne scoring to make it 4-0.
Yeah, the Avalanche obviously comfortably ahead 4-0, but again, Mike, it wasn't one of those periods where at the end of it you said, oh my gosh, they were just holding on for dear life. They, you know, they'll want a little more offense, certainly, but the idea is that good structure, the shifts were short, they were sharp, they did a lot of good things defensively.
So Tyson Barrie at 3:29, Matt Duchesne scoring at 6:56, 4-0 Colorado after 2 periods. Stay with us on Altitude for the Subaru Intermission Reports. Colorado Avalanche Hockey on Altitude is brought to you by Groove Subaru. On Broadway or online at grooveauto.com. Men's Warehouse. From slim fit to big and tall, Men's Warehouse has the fit you want and the styles you need. Shop online at menswarehouse.com. And by the Ford Fusion, offering the availability of all-wheel drive with big MPGs, smart technology, and unsurpassed quality. See what happens when fun meets the road. Ford, go further. The Avalanche had a couple of goals in the second period, scoring at Tyson Barrie, Matt Duchesne. They lead this game 4-0. Let's take a look at our Lexus on the ice.
Well, Mike, it was an interesting period for the Avalanche. In the first period, we saw all kinds of hard work lead to the 2 goals. In the second period, it was all about skill. I mean, what a pass by O'Reilly, what finish by Tyson Barrie, jumping up into the play. That line again comes up with just a fantastic goal. And here, Duchesne driving through the middle. The defenseman's got it back up to respect the speed, and then he just blows it top shelf. Right? I mean, that is just a perfect shot by Matt Duchesne. But like in the first period, it was hard work that led to the goals. In that second period, it was more about just the skill that the Avalanche have.
When Colorado scores in the third, you score with Subway. They score this period. Visit your local Subway restaurant tomorrow for any regular 6-inch sub for just $3 after 3 o'clock.
The old McNabb buffet.
Well, so far the Avalanche have provided a couple of goals in each of the first 2 periods, and now they're on the move again. Landeskog down the middle. Tanguay pass to him, but the puck was bouncing a little bit. Centered out in front for O'Reilly. Tanguay turns and shoots, and the puck floats over the net. Landeskog grabs it for the Avalanche. And the Avalanche start off strong here in this third period, up 4-0 over Buffalo. Larson pass down the slot, shot, and Mazzaro's chance goes up off the glass into the netting and out of play. Luxury has an address. Cooney Lexus invites you to see the full line of Lexus all-weather drive sedans and luxury utility vehicles for 2015. They're available at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village. Sabres with a chance. And a puck bouncing wide. Sent back behind the net for Foligno. Off the boards to the point. Kicked in to Lyman. And Barry steals it back for the Avalanche. His pass behind Duchesne. He's got to come back for it. Brought in offside by Buffalo.
Well, see, Buffalo Sabres, Mike, again. I was lucky enough in my career to play on a club that was first place overall in the league, and I played on clubs, Mike, that were right near the bottom. I believe the lowest I finished was on a club that finished third from the bottom. And boy, it isn't frustrating. You try to stay together as a group. You try to do all the things you can. Ted Nolan's a perfect guy for this young club. He's got great energy. He knows the game. He and Brian Trottier work hard to keep things, really upbeat. Right? It's just one of those things that the season just really grinds along.
Just one win in the last 12 games. On center, Joey Hisham. Puts the puck ahead. Goes after in the corner. McLeod sends it towards the far side corner. Hit the referee, and that allows McLeod some time to get to it. Completion, pass back to the point. Shot toward the net, kicked away by Hackett.
This is Everberg's line, and Hisham was out there. Everberg, remember, took that hit, Mike, in that second period, and I'm not sure that I see him on the bench.
Freddie Hamilton dashing out to center. Centered out in front, and was scooped it away for Buffalo. Quick pass up ice for Hudson. He shoots and stretching for it. Varlamov makes a nice save.
And we're seeing Duchesne be double shifted, so I don't think Dennis Everberg has come out for this third period.
Pass through the middle. Holden. Followed up by Duchesne. Hudson took away the puck. Schaller. Dumped into the corner by Buffalo. Batted away by the goaltender, Semyon Varlamov. Making his 53rd start of the season. Tanguay's pass slipped away from Landeskog, and hustling after it. Larson circling behind the net, but he was being hounded by Genny. To line it. Pizarro fakes, walks in, he shoots, he scores. Varlamov ended up way in the corner and slammed his stick down to the ice after that goal went in. And it's 4-1.
Well, Mike, what happens on this play is the Avalanche find themselves, all of them, over on the left side. And all of a sudden, look at this is offensive. You don't even see an Avalanche player come into the picture until late in the sequence. Nazarov just walks through. Varley comes out strong, but Nazarov signed as a free agent coming over from Ottawa. Another one of those big-bodied defensemen gets the Buffalo Sabres on the scoreboard.
At center ice, the puck batted in by Strachan. The side of the net, Varlamov plays it around the boards.
Assisted by
Hayden takes it back. So a 4-1 game.
And number 22, Johan
Love to center ice off of McLeod.
3 minutes, 9 seconds of the third period. That's all from Ristolainen and Larson.
All right, here's your Subway scoring summary. Andre Nazaros at 3:08. Ristolainen, Larson getting the assist. Nazaros with his 4th goal of the season. Bogosian makes the pass across for Benoit. Gets it back, angles it off the boards, waved in from center by Delorier. The Avalanche trying to get to their 35th win of the season, trying to get to 82 points. Winnipeg not playing tonight. The Avs can hold on to this 3-goal lead for the rest of the game. Within 8 points. They're chasing the Winnipeg Jets. Shot around the boards. All the way back to Stewart. Tip to the far side boards. Duchesne after the puck. Centered in the slot. Comes all the way back. Shot by Stewart. Tip and score. Stewart took the shot. I maybe saw Mitchell redirect it. Nonetheless, it's 5-1 for Colorado.
And that Mike Stewart really unloads quickly because that puck, watch, Duchesne throws it here. And again, it kind of touched it a little bit. No, Mike, it's the defenseman's stick.
Yep.
No, I tell you, that every once in a while you see something from a player, Mike, that you just, I really like. Mitchell said, no. The referee said, did you touch it? No, not at all. So Stewart's going to get the goal. But how about Iginla and Duchesne by 3-point nights?
Covered at the side of the net by goaltender Semyon Varlamov. They have scored. You win with Subway. Go to your local Subway restaurant tomorrow for any regular 6-inch sub for $3 after 3. Brad Stewart, third goal of the season. 5-1 Avalanche.
And number 12, Joe Magella.
The Avalanche have had Peter just 6 shots on Matt Hackett, the goaltender, and they've scored 3 times.
From Duchesne and Magella.
It's a situation, not that the Avalanche were losing control of the game, but you like to get it back. You like to get the goal back as quickly as possible so that you can, you're already a forward short, so you want to be able to play everybody.
Slap shot by Molson, dribbled away. From the point, shot by Meszaros, he scores his second goal. And it's 5-2. Well, that goal by Stewart looming a little bit larger then. But Meszaros, that's 2 goals here in the 3rd period for the big defenseman.
And the other one, he made a really nice play driving through. This one, Mike, I was right on angle with it. And he unloaded, and it's one of those ones, Mike, when your goaltender goes down, for a split second when you're going down, that 5-hole is going to open up. I mean, it has to be perfect. It has to be right in the crease between the 2 pads, and that's where that one was.
Buffalo goal scored by number 41, Andre Matsaro.
Johnson after the puck for the Sabres, hands it behind the net. Stripped away by Redmond.
Of the 3rd period.
Reverse back, slapped around. That goal unassisted. So he scores 2 goals in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. How about that for a defenseman who doesn't score a lot of goals?
Oh, I mean, he's winning the lottery.
That's his 5th goal of the season. 2 of them coming here in the 3rd. Everyone deserves a snow day. Get yours at Copper Mountain. The lowest lift ticket prices guaranteed on coppercolorado.com.
Now you look up 13:51 remaining, certainly enough time for the Buffalo Sabres. But if you're the Avalanche, you just want to really control the next 5 minutes. I mean, get it down inside 8 minutes and nothing else happening.
And don't allow Meszaros to shoot anymore.
No.
Foligno to the point. Pass by Benoit. Cut off. Hamilton ices the puck. Whistle blown with 13:22 left in the 3rd period. 5-2 game. There it is. Andre Meszaros. 2 goals in 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
And again, like, this is one of those guys that's a shutdown defenseman for these Buffalo Sabres. As this team gets better, his role will become more defined, and I think that's the entire defensive core for Buffalo. They're starting, Mike. I mean, they could use one really gifted offensive guy, but the base is there for a really solid defense. Well, Michael, you didn't think this was going to happen. Did you honestly believe that Minnesota was going to ever catch the Chicago Blackhawks? I mean, the run that they've been on since Devan Dubnyk joined that club is just absolutely incredible. And now, Mike, tomorrow night, how much fun is that game going to be watching? Chicago at Winnipeg. Winnipeg with a chance to pull within 2 points of the Blackhawks.
Winnipeg and Chicago, the last 2 games of the season for the Avalanche to be played here at Pepsi Center. Well, you did wonder after that injury to Patrick Kane about the Chicago Blackhawks, but how about that Minnesota team? The Avalanche with a 5-2 lead over the Sabres here in the third. Let's see who is in the groove, presented by Groove Subaru, and it's a group that's in the groove. That line for the Avalanche, Peter, has been amazing.
And again, I've always been somebody that I love statistics or whatever, but the line has been better than the numbers. Like it has just been the way that they have controlled games. They've given the Avalanche that solid base offensively, and if there's one guy that's Mike has stepped up in my mind, it's Ryan O'Reilly, and is playing the best hockey I've seen him play as an Avalanche.
But tonight, I think you can give a lot of credit to the Matt Duchene line, Peter. They've been outstanding in this game.
Oh, they have been terrific in this game. And, you know, inside the injuries that the Avalanche have, let's not forget that they have 2 #1 picks overall in Johnson and McKinnon that are not in the lineup right now. Never mind all the other guys that are so important to this Avalanche club that just have been out for long stretches of the season.
Pass to center ice. Larson. He shoots wide of the net. Benoit slaps the puck around in the Colorado zone. Backhanded up but kept in. Shot by Benoit. Tipped wide of the net. Goes and shoots. Deflected wide by Mitchell. Centered in front. Comes back behind the net. Molson turns and shoots in the save. Made by Varlamov.
Like a little bit too much excitement around the Avalanche net right now. I mean, it's 3 right now, but a quick one you get 2. You get a young club like the Buffalo Sabres, Mike, that, you know, you start saying, okay, let's just keep coming at them. How many times have we seen clubs against the Avalanche, like, sort of start to stand around a little bit, play defensive hockey with the lead, and it backfires.
Just looking at the clock, just hoping it runs out. Think you got the game in hand, and it's in the Avalanche. Come back quite a bit on teams. Shot by Bogosian, save, backhander, brilliant save by Varlamov. Benoit for Buffalo, backing up, makes a pass. Down the ice, tipped in by Buffalo. Blocked in the corner by Dolby. Center in the slot. Shot, score! It is 5-3 with 11:17 still to go.
Absolutely, Mike.
Boy, that Stewart goal looking even bigger right now.
It looked like just that little, okay, this is the end of the game type goal. And boy, right now it's sitting there like that's the cushion that the Avalanche have in this hockey game. And for, you know, O'Reilly's line, it's been a little tough. That's the 3rd goal in this period they've been on the ice for. They just find this way home. But credit the Buffalo Sabres. They're working hard. Like, and we saw this at the start of the game. They came out, they really worked hard. The Avalanche got a couple, took over the game. But now all of a sudden, we got 11 minutes to go in this game, and this team is feeling good right now, the Sabres. They haven't felt good very often.
The only thing, Peter, they have not gotten good goaltending, though, here in this 3rd period.
They haven't needed it. The Avalanche have not had a shot, really, you know, aside from a couple.
McLeod tearing the puck in, but Hackett has given up, Peter. 3 goals on 6 shots. At its center with the puck is Hodgson. Coming in. All of a sudden the Sabres feeling good about themselves here in this 3rd period. Have scored 3 goals. And trail by 2 with 10.5 to go. McGinley. Backhand over Hackett's head. Duchene had a great night. Flipped it through his skates on goal, but Hackett makes the save.
And, you know, this is the kind of balance that, you know, I think for the Avalanche, they know that they have when they're healthy. And, you know, because you've got O'Reilly and those guys, and now you've got Duchene, and you know what he can do. So it's one of those things, Mike, where the Avalanche, you know, tonight is one line. You know, other nights it's a different combination.
Galetta, shoot, save, rebound. Shot by Weber, blocked. The Sabre team has scored 3 goals in 4 minutes and 26 seconds in this third period.
This is a team, the Buffalo Sabres, Mike, that averages less than 2 goals a game, 1.80.
And they're missing their top goal scorer tonight in Tyler Ennis, who was injured in the last Buffalo game. Sabres have made it interesting. It's 5-3 with 9:40 to go in the third. To answer tonight's Did You Know question, as always, brought to you by Stevenson Automotive. Who was the first #1 overall draft pick in Buffalo Sabres history?
Mike, it was Gilbert Perreault. And you can try to remember, he was exactly like Korea. He was their first ever draft pick. And what happened was they spun a wheel. And the Vancouver Canucks had numbers 1 through 10. The Buffalo Sabres had numbers 11 through 20. And as legend has it, Mike, Clarence Campbell, president of the National Hockey League, thought it said #1. And he goes, the Vancouver Canucks win the lottery, pardon me. And some of the Buffalo, no, it's number 11. And that's why Gilbert Perreault, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players I ever played with, right? His number was number 11 for the Buffalo Sabres in his entire career.
Sabres have the puck, brought out through center ice. Slapped across, and Stewart backing up and hounded by Molson. Larson took it back for the Sabres. 9 minutes to go. Third period, 5-3 game. Sabres have made it a little more interesting here in the third period. Gianta pass to the side of the net. Put back around. And race to center ice for the puck. Bogosian handles things for the Sabres. Bogosian carries to center. Quick start pass ahead for Foligno. Centering try, shots right at the side of the net and covered by Varlamov.
Well, Michael, there's been so much talk about Connor McDavid, but this is where he sits, Mike, as far as his being compared to other #1 picks overall. Lemieux, of course, was the #1 pick for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Lindros for Quebec, and then he ended up with Philadelphia. Crosby with Pittsburgh. Tavares with the New York Islanders. But it speaks favorably with everybody on that list.
And Peter, that's not a misprint. That was 282 points for Mario Lemieux. I mean, it's hard even now in today's day and age with hockey, how tough it is to score to even fathom that many points, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, here is the other guy. And at the start of the season, a lot of people talked about McDavid and Eichel being compared. You know, it's going to be a toss-up. And I think over the course of the season, with all the things that have gone on, McDavid has pulled ahead as a clear #1, but Eichel is the clear #2 from all reports.
Shot on goal, save! There was a chance there! And the puck get cleared and sent down the ice. Oh, that was close. Hackett almost gave away the puck. Bogosian ends up with a quick pass and then out to center ice. Come the Sabres. Shot to the front, goes wide. 7:40 to go. Mitchell. Pass cross. Sabres get it back. Holden. Nice play to hold it in. To Duchesne. McGinley. Tied up along the end board. And the puck finally dragged free by Strachan. Lost it back to the Avs. Weber trying to hold off Caron. And Hudson with the puck for the Sabres. Makes a pass in front of his net. Carried out to center. Chip, and the Avalanche get the puck back on a line change, trying to take advantage. Wave off the icing. Mazzaros got 2 of the 3 goals in this period. All 3 goals have come from a defenseman for Buffalo. From the point, Kishik shot, rims around. Redmond catches up to the puck, floats it in front, and it's stopped by Hackett, and he covers for a faceoff. Visit your Colorado Kia dealers today to discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, dependable vehicles. Go to ColoradoKiaDealers.com to learn more.
Well, Hamilton, Caron, and Hischian, Mike, the last couple of games, they have really played smart, strong hockey. Just can't quite get that puck to go in. But, you know, Mike, they've given Patrick Roy exactly what he wants. Good, hard minutes, and the puck is in the other team's zone.
O'Reilly has the puck. Shoots it in. Backhanded back behind the net. Pass by Benoit to center. Giunta coming in. He shoots. And getting in the way of that shot for Jan Hayden. Landeskog. Center, stood up by Bogosian. Going to be a penalty on Bogosian for what he did to Landeskog. We'll be back, and the Avalanche should be going on the power play when we return, and they've got a 2-goal lead.
Mike, you know me, I love these moments. The score's 5-3. The Avalanche are down inside of 6 minutes, 5:55 remaining. Right there's a penalty, takes down Landeskog. This is where you end it. This is where you put the game away. And because you know if Buffalo kills this one off, they're probably going to pull their goaltender with 3 minutes to go in the game. And you know there's all kinds of stuff that can happen. But this, you got to have the same desperate feel, Michael, when you're up 2 and down 2 on that power play in key moments like this.
If the Avs do score on this power play, a lucky winner will get Avalanche tickets to an upcoming game courtesy of American Lifestyle Furniture. If you'd like a chance to win, register at afwonline.com/altitude. Sabres have the puck. They have scored 6 coordinated goals this season.
Number 47, Zach Bogosian.
And this is the first power play chance for the Avalanche. 1 for 3 against the Sabres in the first meeting. That took place in Buffalo on December 20th. The Avs won that game 5-1. So that's 10 goals in 2 games against Buffalo for the Avalanche this season.
I think the numbers are now 7 games in a row. They scored 4+ goals against the Buffalo Sabres.
In fact, the Avs have won 8 games in a row against Buffalo. Right, that's the longest time that the Buffalo Sabres team has gone without winning against an opponent.
The fans still keep coming. They've got 16,000 season ticket holders in that building.
Oh, man. Landeskog with a hit. And that was Collette on the receiving end of that hit.
Well, now, Collette is a great big guy. I mean, he is a great big guy. And that's 2 guys going shoulder to shoulder. That's not one of those situations where you're hitting a guy from behind. Boom. You see Collette is trying to do what Landeskog ended up doing, trying to knock him off the puck, knock him down. And that is a big-time hit right there. But look at, I'll tell you, Michael, I'm constantly impressed with how tough these guys. Collette gets up, takes himself over to the box, and I'm sure he's feeling it, but boy, oh boy, that was a big-time hit.
1 minute left in the Bogosian penalty. Off for interference. The penalty was called at 14:05. The Avalanche on their first power play chance of this game. Edmund shoots off the glove of Hackett and into the corner. The puck goes. Sabres coming out to center. Pass got through. Shot glove save by Varlamov. Forced to hold it for a face-off.
And you can see by the shots on goal in this hockey, 31-22 for the Buffalo Sabres. They're not giving up. They have not made this an easy third period, certainly for Semyon Varlamov.
Sabres have the puck after the draw. Shot goes wide. 30 seconds left for the Bogosian penalty. The puck kicks into the corner. Dragged along by Ellis of Buffalo. Handed off. Benoit shoots. Save made by Varlamov. And another face-off in the Avalanche zone.
And Mike, that was through a screen. course, Andre Benoit, Mike, real solid season with the Avalanche last year. 79 games for the Avalanche, 27 points, played all 7 games in the playoffs. And really, we're just solid. But the Avalanche, you know, it went a different way, and Benoit signed with these Buffalo Sabres.
Avalanche had the puck. Time for another rush on this power play. Landeskog. 4 minutes left to go in the third. Dumps it in. Bogosian's out of the penalty box. And the Avs had 1 shot during that power play opportunity. Barry fires wide of the net. Up the boards, and the Sabres move to center. It is Bogosian shooting the puck in. Landeskog ends up with the puck, 2-on-1 going the other way. Tanguay turns as the puck comes around behind the Buffalo net and heads to the Avalanche bench. Colorado changing things up. Strachan to Benoit. Shot around the glass in the Colorado zone. And we are down to just about 3 minutes remaining in the third period. Ristolainen's pass. There it in. But then McLeod steals away the puck back into that in the center. Shot ahead by Meszaros. Out of play.
Interesting, Mike. Now, there haven't been a lot of penalties in this game, but there's been a lot of big hits and a lot of play along the boards, good conversation amongst players.
I would agree. Boy, a lot of big hits in this game.
There's been some, but you know what? It goes along with who these Sabres are and what they're trying to do. They're trying to get an identity. It's not an easy year. They got 20 wins all year. It's not easy to get an identity, but they don't want to be soft to play. They do not want to give anybody the idea that they're not going to play hard. And a lot of the core of some of these, you know, their star players play big hockey.
Hodgson wraparound try, stopped by Varlamov. Right up the boards. Ristolainen stripped of the puck by Barry. Recovers. He shoots it towards the net. Blocked back up high. Meszaros. Ristolainen. Shot save made by Varlamov as the Sabres have pulled the goaltender. Duchesne coming in, looking at an empty net. Oh, he hit the post. And the Sabres get it back with 2 minutes to go. Mitchell steals away the puck. Stick handles his way through some traffic. Lost it to Larson. And the Sabres try to get up ice. Molson met at the red line by Hayda. Barry puts the puck back to center. Bogosian has got it over the line with a pass for Larson. Down the slot. Nice play. And Landeskog coming back defensively. Broke things up. Bogosian. Wine shoots, save, rebound shot. That was cleared. Benoit, far side boards, 1:20 left to go. Larson to the point for Bogosian. He tees it up, he shoots the save by Varlamov. Bouncing puck, corralled by Molson. Gives it to Larson, poke check by O'Reilly. And there's now 1 minute to go in the game. Centered pass into the slot. Stolen away by O'Reilly. Clears, sending the puck to center. Benoit's got it right through the middle. And it bounced free for O'Reilly. Looks for the empty net and missed. Benoit for the Sabres. Pass to center. Fouled up. Carried in, 40 seconds to go. Offside at Sabres. Delay. McLeod looks for the empty net. He missed. That's 3 tries for the empty net that have been missed by the Avalanche. 3 different players. Bogosian lost it to Tanguay. Poke check from him. We're down last 20 seconds of this game. And the Avalanche are going to get their 35th win of the season, 20th at home. And they'll get to 82 points. And that'll bring them 8 points behind the Winnipeg Jets. Crowd on its feet, counting down the last seconds. And there's the horn that blows to signal the end of the game as Semyon Varlamov gets the victory. He is 26th of the season. And the Avalanche have 82 points after this victory over the Buffalo Sabres.
Well, Michael, at times, you may say it wasn't pretty, but for the Avalanche, they won. And that's the key. They stay alive. They get to go in that locker room. They'll be watching that game tomorrow night, Chicago at Winnipeg. Boy, oh boy, you're a Blackhawk fan tomorrow night, if you're nothing else. If you're an Avalanche fan, you got your Blackhawk cheerleading going, I'll tell you, because that would make it 8, you know, and then all of a sudden you got that game against Edmonton, get down to 6, get within shouting distance of that playoff spot.
Well, the Avalanche get that victory, return home after that road trip, get the win. They still got another game on Monday here at home against the Edmonton Oilers, another team near the bottom of the NHL standings. As the Avs file off, let's listen in a moment. We'll hear the announcement of tonight's 3 stars of the game.
3 at PapaJohns.com. Time now for tonight's 3 stars of the game, as selected by Rick Sadowski of NHL.com. Tonight's 3rd star from the Sabres, number 41, Andrei Metsaros. Tonight's 2nd star from the Avalanche with 3 assists tonight, number 12, Jaromir Jagrov. And tonight's 1st star from the Avalanche, also with a 3-point night, including his 19th goal of the season, number 9, Matt Duchene. And our number 1 star is on the ice with Julie Browman.
Matt, you guys get out to a 4-0 lead. They come back to make a game of it. But overall, what'd you like about tonight?
I think we liked our first 2 periods. We didn't really like our third. They played hard, but we were a little sloppy. So obviously we got away with it. But you know, it's something to keep in mind for next game.
A 3-point night for you, feeling like you're getting it together, maybe just at the right time.
I don't know. Hopefully it's not too late. You know, it would have been nice to have to you know, help out our top line, our other line there, you know, on the road trip. So hopefully it's the right. It's still in good time.
7 games to go, 8 points behind. Your mindset is
just win our every game. I mean, we just got to take it one game at a time, and if we do that, you never know.
This crowd loves you tonight. What do you have to say to them?
Thanks for coming out, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that was Matt Duchene. Back up to you guys.
Matt Duchene, big night. He got the game-winning goal for the Avalanche, and the Avs win it 5-3. Avs back in action Monday night here at Pepsi Center when they host the Edmonton Oilers. We'll start our coverage that night at 6:30. All right, let's get you to the studio for the Auto Nation Toyota Locker Room Report.